Yo, what is up, guys? This is ZeGamerBoy, and welcome to Monster Crown. So we have skipped the intro screen. For some reason, when you jump into this game, there is a cinematic sequence that doesn't play, and I bet that's something that the developer is going to play with to make sure that actually makes its way into the game. But here's Monster Crown. I'm really excited to jump into this game. I'm really excited to jump into the world. And as I said before, what Monster Crown is kind of a Pokemon-esque kind of game set in a graphical style of the old school Pokemons. I'd say it's more so of the the Game Boy Advance variety or Game Boy Advance SP when it comes to the world. But then after you look at the world, the monster design is very similar to the old school Game Boy ones, which people will probably say that like the old school Game Boy Pokemon are considered the best of the best. I like the Game Boy Advance a lot, and I didn't play a lot of the Game Boy representation. But segueing into what Monster Crown is a JRPG kind of game where you train monsters, you fight other monsters, and you can also breed with monsters to create your own new monster, which is really interesting in my opinion, a really cool mechanic that I'm really excited to see implemented into this game, and I'm really excited to see what this story looks like when we actually delve into the world. But without me babbling any longer, let's jump into our first minutes of Monster Crown and see how it is. So, let's go. Okay, here we are in our room. So first we'll start with a name. So you all know who I am. I'm ZeGamerBoy. So I can't start this game if I'm not ZeGamerBoy. So that is I, ZeGamerBoy. Am I a he, she, or they? I'd say that I'm a he. And what do you look like? This is cool. So I've jumped into this a little bit to see what it was all about. And I wanted to have a little bit more of an idea when I was jumping in. So this I thought was really neat that I could switch between, well, guy or girl and the different designs for my character. So I'm going to go with this design because I think this one is the most like punk rock that it could be. And I just thought it was kind of neat with the hairdo and such. And you can also mess with the color. So I'm going to go with Mario color. This is the one I had before. And I think this is the last customization. Yes, it is. And now we're jumping into the game. Okay. ... 8 years ago. So I was a young little tyke. Dad. ZeGamerBoy, camping like this is a lot of fun, isn't it? It's important to remember, though, that the wilds can be very dangerous. Luckily for us, we're only a few minutes from home, and we've got our pal Tidon here. Good old Tidon. He looks like a Machop from Pokemon. And it's a good design. He's probably a little different, but... Dad, it's important to remember that these lands are home to monsters of all shapes and sizes. So whenever you're out in the wilderness, whenever you're out in the wilderness, you have to be extra careful. A monster to protect yourself, a map to find your way, and only a fool would travel without protection. I am no fool. ZeGamerBoy, let me tell you a bit about the difference between man and monster. And this little thing is interesting too, how they do it in, I guess, a cutscenes, kind of still frame fashion, something that you don't necessarily see in a Pokemon game. Monsters pursue their own wild goals without much care for humans. However, mankind is resourceful. Many years ago, divine symbols were discovered that, when printed on a scroll, allow monsters and man to form a pact that offer benefits to both. Mankind's intelligence and ability to travel allow their companion monsters to face a variety of challenges and grow strong, while the strength of the monsters offers protection and power. ... Gonna get dramatic. But don't forget, ZeGamerBoy. What am I not forgetting? That there's a creepy woman, all red, with two menacing-looking Pokemon by her side, finding another menacing-looking Pokemon, or not Pokemon, monster. Seeking power above all else can come at a price none of us are prepared to pay.
Make you go evil.
I wonder if that's something that's going to be implemented in the game as well. Is it going to be something where your choices actually have an impact on the story? Because Pokemon hasn't delved that far into the whole aspect of it. Before I get too far, I'm going to lower the volume because it can be kind of loud and it's hard to hear me because like I said, I did this before. I did a little bit of recording and it was kind of muffling my voice. So I want to make sure you can hear me while also getting the full experience of the soundtrack, which, well, maybe not full, but you can still hear it in the background as I'm speaking. So we're good to go, and let's us leave our room. Good morning, ZeGamerBoy. Are you rested up for the day? Why don't you go outside and see what your father wants? Okay, Dad, I'm coming. So yeah, I really, really like the art design. There's, like I said, the aspects of it are both new, like, not new, but Game Boy Advance era and Game Boy era designs for the Pokemon games, and this is what they kind of drew from, in my opinion, looking at it. And I really, really enjoy that, and it takes me back to my childhood. Nice little nostalgia trip. Father, my father, I'm here. Come talk to me. I like you. ZeGamerBoy, there you are. Did Mom finally wake you up? Hope you're rested up. We need to clear that new field to the southwest and start laying seed. If we don't do it this week, the crops won't have the time to grow by harvest. Go to the field, pick up the pumpkins, and feed them to Tidon, or you can crush them with B button. Afterwards, come back and let me know you got it done. Yes, sir! But yeah, look how nice this looks, the pixel art style. It's very bright, very vibrant. I can't speak. And I like how the world's alive. You got animals flying above your heads, you've got them around you, you got windmills twirling as well. Very cool, big fan, and that's something that Pokemon didn't do before. Maybe it does it now. I haven't played Pokemon in a while. The world is so much more alive. Like, you have leaves of grass going across the screen, you got the birds flying overhead, many more things that are interactionable in this than in a Pokemon game. But again, I don't know, because I don't know how things have changed since I have played a Pokemon game. First pumpkin harvested. Press A to feed to the tiny blue dino Tidon. Alternatively, you can drop to crush it with B. Here you go, Tidon ate it, I think. Oh, great job! So I guess this is something that I didn't do before. I guess you tap it until he eats it all. And I don't know what crushing it does. It doesn't really explain it, but we're gonna find that out. When out in the field, tell your monsters to sit with the Y button and feed. Feed it fruit to restore health. Okay, and that's something that's nice. And I also found out there's a sprint mechanic if you press X, I believe, yes, or square for me. It's X for a gamepad user or Xbox controller user. Okay, ZeGamerBoy, there you are. Did Mom finally wake you up? Wait. Okay, it's telling me, hey, do it some more. Let's feed him some more pumpkin. Pumpkin. And, pumpkin. Goal achieved. Field cleared. Good stuff. Okay, let's go play, or speak to my father. I'm not really playing with them. Okay. Got it done. Great. Now that we've cleared the field, we need some good raw force to prepare it for planting. We'll use a cart to soften it up, but that's no job for humans. We're going to need a real tough monster to get it done properly. So, ZeGamerBoy, think you could handle being a monster tamer? Yes? Great. And here we go. This is our first instance of battle, which is really, this is in this screen right here. This is when it reminds me of very old school. But here we go. Going into the battle sequence. Welcome to Monster Battle. And again, I deleted the previous video, but side note to the developer, if you ever were to watch this, for this text box, I think it'd be a good idea for it to be white with black font, or maybe make the gray font that's around or in this gray box to be a little bit darker to make it more legible. That's just for me. Again, I can read it, but it is a little bit too close to the light gray backdrop. So if you maybe darkened it a little bit, that would probably help. So welcome to Monster Battle. Let me show you around. This, down in the bottom, is your health bar. If it reaches the bottom, your monster will be out. So I'm guessing when it reaches 0, it is dead. For the count. Down for the count. Out for the count. This is where you can choose actions. For now, let's attack. As you can tell by the blue shield to the right of its name, Rodask is a will type. So this is something that they'll go into a little bit later on. There are 5 different types, from what it looks like, of these monsters. There's Will, Relentless, which is what Tidon is, Brute, which we'll find one of those later. I'll go over it when I get my starter monsters. Malicious, and I'm missing one more. But I can think of what it is, like what it looks like off the top of my head. But it's interesting that it has a 5 type instead of the many, many variations that we see in Pokemon, but it's a similar kind of scenario where some of them are weak to others. So in this instance, a Relentless is stronger than a Will type, and he'll get to that now. That means he's weak to Relentless type attacks. Swipe is a Relentless type attack. So select the attack, Swipe. Yes, sir, my father man. So swipe, a clawed swipe. And this is when it goes back to playing Pokemon. And it's nice because I haven't played a Pokemon game in a while, like I said. And this is tickling that itch that I've had for such a long time. So that's some serious damage. From here, you could finish him. Or you could use the offer option to offer a pact to Rodask, and add him to your team. Go on, try to recruit him. Ha ha ha! Okay, so normal pact, and this is very similar to a Pokemon catching them with a Pokeball. And I'm wondering if there are different kinds of contracts that you can offer to Pokemon, or not the monsters. Sorry, and if that would make it easier or more difficult to catch them depending on their variant of monster. Wow, you must have really impressed it with that attack. Ideally, you want to be a few levels higher than them. Now that you've got a grasp for the basis, I've got a mission for you. You're a natural. Here we go. I'm just a pro. First off, a monster will want nothing to do with someone like you, not unless you have something to give it in return. Monsters vie for power, territory, food. That's just scraping the surface. Now you're going to need some packs to convince them to join you. They'll understand it well enough to either accept or decline, and from there, you'll either have them join you, or, well, why don't you just give it a try? I'll let you borrow my Tidon. Just be careful with him. He's got a nasty bite, and he's not quite as tame as he could be. Got Tidon. Okay, the notice is weird. I wish there was like a little chime like you had in Pokemon, because I think that's more text that Dad's saying rather than a notice, but that's just something small. Go out to the road and find me the biggest, toughest Primagon you can to plow those fields. If you tame anything else, we'll have to release it. Okay, so we're gonna go over here in the Windy Province and find us a Primagon. Oh, hello, there's a little gourd for me. I'm curious what that guy over there is, because I saw that before in my playthrough and I wasn't able to interact with it. And they won't let us go north like that, but there should be something that spawned right there. Primagon. Okay. Enemy Primagon approaches. Wild's Will. Okay, so here's Tidon and the Primagon. So I wonder also if there's an instance where, well, I'm sure there is, where it attacks you and therefore gets to attack first, or if there's a speed thing that's implemented, and that's something that will be found out as we go further down the line. We won't find that out in the first 15 minutes that we play. So yeah, what we're gonna do, he's another Will type, so we're gonna use Swipe on him, and he's a level 2, so this should do some damage. Okay, Tidon hit him with a Swipe, type advantage, and I'm looking real good here. So we're gonna offer him a pact, allow him to join our side. He has accepted the pact, and now we're good to go. Gotta get back to Daddy-O and plow that field. So back to Dad. Wow, you got a big, strong one. Not really. In my first playthrough, I faced one that was a level 4 and actually lost because I was still figuring out the buttons. I tried some buttons that I didn't quite know what they were, and I ended up getting killed and had to restart. So yeah, I've run into level 4s. This was just a mere level 2. It's kind of a difference there in strength. Great job, ZeGamerBoy. Well, I've got a little surprise for you, since you did a great job today. Last week, when I made that trip into Charity Kingdom, I bought a comic book. Why don't you take a break for now? Maybe give it a read. I got a comic book! I'm so excited! Oh, don't forget to check the back cover. There's something there that I want you to see. And this is where we get an idea of monsters. The comic is interesting and enjoyable, but it's not the first issue, so the story is hard to follow. Why would you do that to me, Dad? And on the back cover, you find a personality quiz. Answer these questions and mail in with 1G, which I'm guessing is the currency in this game, to win your very own monster. Okay, so question number 1. You're participating in a 5K race. What do you do? This one is a good one, because I am, in fact, a runner, or at least I was in a past life. I was a distance runner / middle distance runner, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. But what I would do, I would always strive to win, because competition, you gotta be the best of the best. Just like Pokemon gotta be the very best, like no one ever was. Question 2, when it comes to music, what do you prefer? So, you guys might not know this, but I grew up listening to metal. I'm a pretty big metalhead. I've been to many metal concerts. Those are actually the only concerts that I've truly been to. And I absolutely love it. I love all genres because I still listen to like pop, alternative, rap, country to some extent. But the one that I listen to probably the most is metal. So I'm gonna say I'm a good old thrash metal kind of guy. Question 3. For a hobby, I prefer playing mind games, getting into fights, playing chess, exercising, playing pranks. So the only one that I think is legitimately me is in my free time I'd probably exercise. Not super exercising person now, that was a terrible sentence, but I'm going to get back into it, and throughout my entire life I've always exercised to some extent or another. And it would be fun to play chess in my hobby time, but I haven't done that in a while, and it all depends. You kind of need 2 to tango when it comes to chess, so exercising is my go-to. Time to mail it in and see what happens. 1 week later. Here I am, getting out of bed, saying, "Hello, Mother. ZeGamerBoy, it's time to wake." Oh, good morning. What's with the expression? Oh, today is... ... You're expecting to get a monster in the mail, aren't you? I wish you would have asked me before you sent that. It sounds like an awful lot like a scam. Well, Mother, you don't know anything about scams. It only had me pay 1G of money. You know how little money that is? 'Cause I don't. Don't feel bad, ZeGamerBoy. We all fall for these things at times. When I was a girl, I sent money to a sweepstakes for x-ray glasses, but they never came. Mother, what were you using x-ray glasses for? That's a good question. Now, why don't you see if your father... Door knock, knock, knock! Dad, ZeGamerBoy, you better hurry out here. I don't think this cage is gonna hold much longer. Hey, here's our monster. Let's go check it out. Okay. Ah, yes. You, young boy. Boy. You sure that ZeGamerBoy is old enough to handle this? Of course. ZeGamerBoy's already 14. It's plenty old enough. Yeah. 14. As in a kid who's like in early high school, late middle school is good enough to handle a monster. But then again, I guess that's the whole notion of Pokemon. Like, these are kids going out and battling one another with these pocket monsters. And some of them are ghosts or giant dragon things. Yeah, seems like a really good idea, right? Sigh. Well, it came with all the appropriate paperwork, so I suppose. I think I accidentally skipped something that my dad said, but he was probably just like, oh wait, no. Never mind, I read it already. Just sign here and tick off the type of monster next to it for records, okay? So, this is what I'm talking about. So, Hook Claw is the one I'm going to take, because this is based on my personality. And this one I thought was really cool because I did get to this point before. It's shaped like a music note, which is really cool to me, and it's kind of like angsty and stuff like that. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Then we also have K-Knight, which is a brute type. So I'm curious how that will look in game, but I'm not going to use it because I'm going to use the one that's been recommended for me. Darwall, which is like it's a whale with claws, which is cool. Then you have Dratcoil, which honestly, that's like looks like a dragon and a Machop put together, or a gargoyle and a Machop put together. I like it. That is a relentless type. Like a Darwall is a will type, something we were exposed to before. And then, okay, unstable type, Ambigu, which I wonder if that's like ambiguous, but this is an unstable type. So that's the 5th type that I couldn't think of from before. But we're gonna go with the recommended and pick up the Hook Claw, which is a malicious type. Are you sure this is the monster for you? Well, you recommended it, so here we go. Ah, look at this little one. It must be a 1st level. I've never seen one like this before. I can't even tell what type it is. Unstable? Brute? No, it's definitely relentless. No, it's malicious. You're totally wrong. Well, ZeGamerBoy, you're off the hook from farming today. Why don't you go spend some time training your new monster and seeing how it grows? Go fight some of the monsters outside the farm and come talk to me when your new buddy here is a bit stronger. I might have a job for you, young monster tamer who shows some potential. My bad. Okay. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go face some monsters. Notice, raise your monster a level to convince Dad you're ready to be a real-life tamer. Party experience share is currently on and will split your experience across all party members if you tame more monsters, which that's cool because you did get something in Pokemon which was an XP share, and now it looks like you get it straight off the bat, which I'm wondering how that will be with all the monsters in your party and whether you're going to want times to go into the party and turn it off and on. But I do like that implementation a lot. So gives you just an opportunity. If you have one monster that's just significantly stronger than others, you could probably just allow them to feed off of that. So feel free to toggle it on and off in the settings to your preference. Okay, so we're gonna go out, see who is out here in the winding province, wind, wind. Hello. It wanted to say hello really bad. What's up, Rodask? How you doing, my friend? So he's another will type. So there's a lot of will types in this opening area, and I'm wondering how much it's going to change as you go about. So what we're going to do, so envelop is a unstable type move, and then we got a malicious move. So it's a level 1. We're probably going to one-hit it right here. We did. So there we go. That's some experience for our good old guy right here. Rodask has been defeated. And I'm going to go up a decent amount. Not as much as I did before. So it's kind of funny. Depending on who you face, it seems like you'll go up more or less, which makes sense. But I faced 2 Pokemon. One was monsters. One was level 3, one was level 2, and they both brought me up about the same amount, if not more. The level 2 brought me up more than the last one. So I'm curious how the XP is distributed, but I'm pretty sure there's a reasoning behind it. And we're gonna change this Hooklaw's name to Thrasher, like I had before, because again, thrash metal. That is me, and we are all set there, and we will exit. And I guess I'm gonna go into the stats for a moment here. So the stats are, I think, a little bit different than what we see in Pokemon. So you have the attack stat, speed stat, and defense, which you do see in Pokemon. But then they also add a kind of, I'm guessing RES is probably resilience or resistance to something, and a magic stat, which I think my guy's attack and speed are pretty high, which is pretty exciting. And I'm wondering how magic comes into play here as well. Whether attack and magic are 2 separate entities and how it affects different monsters that you're facing up against. But let's get this guy up a level by finding another dude to face. Let's go. So another Primagon, and this one's a level 1, so this one's gonna go down in one hit as well. Okay, Primagon has been defeated. Thank you, sir. And I am... See, like that one. It says it gave me 3 XP, but that seemed like it gave me so much more than 3. Maybe it's just me looking into it a little bit further than I need to, but regardless. So we need to do this one more time. Find... Oh, this guy. Who is this? This is one we haven't seen yet. Or I haven't even said. Secret Vermin Vole. Okay, so this one is a relentless type. So I'm wondering how this is going to be different. I don't know how a malicious is going to interact with a relentless. Thrasher used Scythe Slice, and it did a decent amount of damage. So, I'm going to try to get this secret, because it's definitely the strongest thing that I've encountered thus far, and give him a normal pact. Hopefully he'll accept it. He accepted! Sick! So now I have 2 monsters to my disposal. So I got a secret and this boy. Okay, another Primogon approaches. We're gonna go with Thrasher, and we're gonna have him one-shot it again. And I think with this one-shot, we will be leveling up, so that'll be cool. Primogon has been defeated, so sick. I'm level 6. Participants gain 1 XP, but I think I should be a new level now. Not quite. Okay. This is taking longer than I was anticipating, but that's okay. I also like how everything is kind of moving around in the environment. I like how they're meeting you, going to interact with you. And actually, I like that you're not... Oh! Does that tell me that it's more powerful against it? I think that's what that is. But it's nice that you're not just walking through tall grass and having a random encounter. You can actually choose your encounters if you see fit. So, Thrasher used Envelop, type advantage boost. So that's what I mean. So some different types are weaker than others. It's upsetting that I run into a level 4 after I ran into a level 3, but that happens. So, participants gain 6 experience. So, Thrasher grew to... Oh, yeah, Thrasher grew to level 6, and... my buddy did my other guy grow as well, or no? He's close. Very close. So we're gonna fight one more monster. What's up, buddy? How's the interaction going? Rodask. And we're gonna give Molyneux his time to shine. So Molyneux, because since he is a relentless type, this is gonna be super effective. Not as super effective as I would have liked to see. But it's still doing a good amount of damage there. So hit him again, and we're gonna hit him one more time, and this will level him up, which will be nice. So see you later, Rodask. It was good seeing ya, but I don't need ya. Hello, father. I have leveled up. Wow, that monster's already getting tougher. Now, ZeGamerBoy, are you aware of how trade relationships work? We have to maintain a good standing with other towns to get access to things we need. Food, oil, that sort of thing. Economics aside, it's customary to give gifts to the king to show goodwill. We're pretty far from all three kingdoms, but I'd like to get into the good books of the closest one at least. I'd like you to be the one to deliver the gift. On the way home last week, I stopped in with an old friend of mine. He's a fisherman, and he offered me a beautiful pearl he found way out at sea. Take a look at it, won't you? Yeah, I'll definitely do it. I'd like you to take this humanism kingdom and deliver it directly to the king. Tenna. I just know it'll make a good impression. Along the way, it'll be a great opportunity for you to train your monster and find some new ones to tame. I know, it's scary leaving home. I wouldn't ask you if I didn't think you could handle it. Your mom and I will always be here for you if you get hurt. You're showing quite a bit of talent as a tamer, and I know that's what you've always wanted to do. It'll be fun. Here, take this island map and a few more packs for the road. Notice, got normal pack times 5. Call me from the general store in Milltown when you get there, okay. Sorry, a lot of choppiness there. I'm sure you'll be fine, but I'm still your dad after all. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go inside, take a little nappy news since my monsters are feeling it a little bit. And with that, I'm gonna pause, and I think I'm gonna leave this here. So, this is Monster Crown, and I really like it. I'm really excited to get further into the game and see what monsters I can find and breed, honestly, because we haven't even gotten to do that in this video. But the breeding aspect, it's, according to the developer, you can literally breed into thousands of different kind of monsters, which makes sense because I'm sure there are different variations, many more different variations of individual monsters, and then just breeding different monsters with other monsters. It's like doing it with a secret and my guy, my good old Thrasher, I forgot what his name was, in Hookrook or something like that. But breeding those two and maybe doing like my guy and a Primagon, like that'll create different things. I'm wondering if the breeding aspect, if you breed two things together, if they'll merge, or if that'll create, if they will be the two monsters individual and it turns into another monster. I'm not really sure. I haven't, like I said, I haven't gotten far enough in this game to really practice that out or test it out, but I really want to. So yeah, guys, this is Monster Crown. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, hit that like button. And if this video gets 10 likes, if this video gets 10 likes, then I will definitely be continuing this series. I really want to continue this on the channel because I think it'll be a lot of fun playing something that's like Pokemon, something kind of catering to my nostalgia, to my childhood. Also subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to stay notified on all my latest content, whether it be 30-minute snippets, horror games, Monster Crown, The Last of Us, Minecraft, anything that makes its way onto the channel, you'll be let known immediately upon hitting that notification bell. Of course, comment down below, let me know what you're thinking of this, and again, whether you want to see more, if you like the art style, if you like the music, if you like the whole concept of Monster Crown, let me know. And yeah, guys, like I said, this is Monster Crown. I am ZeGamerBoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, peace out, guys.